Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen. It's Drew to Smash back at you with Buffs Dynasty, and we're here, season two, off season. It's going to be an exciting one, so make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and let's get into it. So, we will start first with the coaching carousel, and starting it off with a bang. Nick Saban retiring from coaching, and we might be on Alabama's radar there. And sure enough, there it is. Alabama calling up Coach Tomlin, trying to get him to take the job. Um, it's an interesting one, but with that, CU has come back and said, Coach Tomlin, you've done a great job here. We're going to offer you a 6-year extension at 7 wins per season, and we're going to sign that. Reason we're going to sign that is because one, this is Buffs Dynasty. Secondarily, that is, again, our job is not complete in Boulder, Colorado, and that is something that we're continuing to work on there, and something that I want to get squared away. So, with that, you know, again, the Alabama job I just don't think was a fit for me. So they're gonna hire Brian Lindgren, the head coach from Cincinnati, and honestly, I'm not exactly sure how that move will pan out for them. But interesting hire by them, and then Dabo getting fired from Clemson, and they hired Jonathan Smith from Oregon State. Um, that's a really good hire. I think if that were in real life, Jonathan Smith at Oregon State, if he does ever decide to leave, I think it's a great hire. What he's been doing in real life for that program has been, he's been doing a really good job. So, but as far as pick goes, they'll hire Kane Womack out of Southern Miss. Trent Bray goes to Oregon State. Jim Leonard leaving UNLV and going to Southern Miss. Interesting fit there. Jesse Minter, the DC from Michigan, going back to his alma mater, Cincinnati. And yeah, just kind of some interesting coaching hires going on here. We're just going to kind of click through, and that's Colin Klein, K State quarterback, from about 2013. Going to be a head coach one day, I have no doubt, but very interesting hire there by them as we lose our offensive coordinator to the Rice job. Nick Holes leaving Colorado to be a head coach at Rice. Good for him. We love seeing our offensive and defensive coordinators go on to new adventures. And we love to see that just because as Michigan hires Dabo Sweeney as their offensive coordinator, um, okay, go ahead, build a hell of a coaching staff there, Coach Harbaugh. Jesus, that's gonna be, I'll be rough. Is North Carolina doing the same thing? Butch Jones and I forget who they just hired as their defensive coordinator. I liked it though. Um, let's look. Butch Jones and Greg Schiano. Yes, Greg Schiano. Great hire. Um, but what are we gonna do as our offensive coordinator? Rico Turner. I I don't know what job he had, but he's our offensive coordinator. We're gonna advance to our next kind of phase there and just keep it moving. Uh, um, and get to our players leaving. So, with that, give me 1 second. Just working on some stuff here, guys, for you. So, alright, cool. So, as far as coaching changes go, those have been solidified. And real quick for Colorado, Chris Wilson's still sticking around. And then Rico Turner will pick up as our offensive coordinator. Obviously, I signed my extension. There's my record. So we're 20-7 through 2 seasons. Have never lost to a rival, and we're 10-4 against the top 25 and undefeated in bowl games so far. Chris Wilson slowly but surely building a great defense here. So with that, give me 1 second here. I need to pull this bad boy up. And we're going to the players leaving stage of the dynasty here. So we're going to load up our tool and get that going. So with that, we'll see which of our players are leaving. As far as draft declaration goes. So, didn't lose too much to graduation. We still have a very young team, but we lose our starting left guard, Jake Wiley, Joshka Gustav, our starting right defensive end, Striker, our starting safety. We lose Rodman, our starting D tackle, Austin Johnson, who might have been our starting center, Marvin Ham II, who just digressed really, just really didn't, have the senior season that he was looking to for us. And then looking at transfer, Cedric Young, the wide receiver, and then James Mays, the corner. Those kind of sting because I had huge futures for those guys. But give me 1 sec. Let's load back into the dynasty and we'll pick up from there. Alright, we're back. Alright, so we got, obviously we talked through our graduations that just happened. Alright, Cedric Young. He wants to transfer to Oregon State? No. You're excited to go play at Oregon State? Alright, well, fuck you then. James Mays, our 6'4 corner. Okay, and he's going to New Mexico. So both these guys transferring kind of home, if you will. James Mays, New Mexico, and Cedric Young back to Oregon. So, I was excited about both those guys' possible futures with this school. However, they've decided to leave. So, with that, we're going to move on. And we do have some skill points, so we're going to allocate those now. We have one upgrade left. Let's put one, we'll put a level into the opener. Get those extra recruiting points there, and we have a level 1 offense coordinator. Fuck. But yeah, so that will be what we just do there. Alright, draft results. Again, nobody getting drafted by our school. Surprise, surprise. But let's take a look here. Alabama losing Bryce Young and Will Anderson Jr. Both came back. And Jahmyr Gibbs and Eli Ricks all came back for their senior seasons. And they've now all been first round draft picks. Yeah, we'll just take a couple glimpses at some teams around the country. There's Clemson, Murphy, Simpson, Brissy, Mabuka, Ugalele. Interesting one. We'll take a look at Florida State there. Georgia. You got Brock Bowers, Ringo, Carter. Interesting group there. Georgia Tech had Dante Smith. Let's go look at Michigan. You're almost national champions. Um, Lose Corum, Keegan, Roman Wilson, Donovan Edwards, Mozzie Smith, Cade McNamara, Trent Jones, DJ Turner, and Nabi Anoma. All good there. Let's look at the national champs, the North Carolina Tar Heels. You got Josh Downs, Kamari Morales, Tony Grimes, Cedric Gray, Desmond Evans, Kamon Rucker, British Brooks, Miles Murphy, and Kevin Hester Jr. A lot of guys leaving from that team. So, as far as transfer requests, we do have one. Travis Tolbert, a 6'2", 310-pound guard out of Payson, Utah, wants to come here from South Carolina. We'll go ahead and admit him. Just again, easy O-line depth for us. So, we'll gladly take that. He'll most likely probably look to move to a center position realistically for us. And now we get into recruiting. We have 9 scholarships. We used 1 to get that offensive lineman there. And, we have 10,000 points to try and make something happen. So we're going to give 150 to Caleb Keys. I don't think it'll take much for us to get him. And then we'll give 500 points. We'll just go 550 for Rashad Haynes. That should hopefully be enough to bring him into the team. Jeff Gaston. Honestly, I'm kind of indifferent. These 4 playmakers will actually make a world of difference for us, so I'm going to go heavily into them. So we're going to go 2,000 points there. Another 2,000 points there to Watson. John Hill will get 2,000, and so will Jeff Kelly. Again, Gaston, I think is going to be a great player, just not for us. We'll take Caleb Keys as our backup, and we'll be just fine, in my opinion. So we got 2,000, 2,000, 2,000. Let's get him up to 700. Then I got 600 to go. We'll put 350 into Hill, 250 into Watson. And Kelly, I feel pretty good about where we're at. Let's split that to 125, but 150, 100. And yeah, hopefully this nets us those 6 guys, because if we do that with the class that we've kind of built here, I think we're going to be in a good spot, I think. So we're going to go to signing day, see what happens. Please be a good day for us. Alright. So we lose Wayne Jones to Florida. We get Jeff Kelly. We lose Gaston, who we figured we would. We get Lawrence Watson. John Hill goes to Eastern Michigan. And we get Keys and Haynes. I'm intrigued to see how much we lost out by. 550 for Wayne Jones. It's fucking bullshit. Did Eastern Michigan just go all in on John Hill or what? Like, damn. And then Jeff Gaston, who we figured we would lose out on. But we get Caleb Keys, again, quarterback. Going to be a good player for us. We get Jeff Kelly. We get Rashad Haynes and Lawrence Watson. Again, all will be good players for us. As far as where we finished recruiting wise, we have the ninth ranked class in the country. Obviously, do not love to see this. That USC was number one, and they went very heavy at receiver. They went very heavy in a lot of places, but they put together a very good class that I'm gonna have to face a lot, frankly. Um, but yeah, so we got, we finished recruiting well. I think number two class in the Pac-12, maybe three. USC was one. Stanford finished at seven, and then we were third. How did Stanford finish ahead of us? It is what it is, I guess. But so let's move ahead to position changes and let's figure out what this roster is going to look like this season. So at the quarterback position, we got some good depth here now. Brendan Lewis still going to be the backup quarterback. He's not starting. Our guy is Tyrone Moses, period. I don't give a fuck about the overalls. Tyrone Moses is our guy. Key's most likely going to be a redshirt candidate for us. Running back position, obviously Trey House still the man, but need to get some more depth there. At receiver, we got Chase Penry. Odds are I'm going to just cut his shit. But we'll see. We'll get there when we get there. But Sean Hackett and Anthony Washington coming into that position, going to add some more explosive downfield playmakers for us. Looking at the tight end position, again, depth is looking very good there. As we start looking at our offensive line, we got some decisions to make there as far as where we're going to be moving some guys, whether that's in or out of the lineup, so forth and so on. Again, we went heavily recruiting the offensive line this year. I like Beck as our left tackle of the future. Frederick's going to move over to be our right tackle of the future. John Barrow, we'll see how he progresses, but he's going to stay at left tackle for now. Curtis Breedlove is a center. Tolbert is our transfer that came to us from South Carolina. And then we have Mario Dykes there as well. Alex Harkey and Edgar. We'll move Amaya to left guard, and then we'll move Tolbert to right as just a depth piece there. Dane Frederick is going to be kind of our guy of the future. We're going to put Coley at right guard. Jackson Anderson, Nate Chapman. We'll move to left guard. Joseph. We'll put it right guard, and then let's take a look at what we got there. So we got like our depth there. Left guard still isn't like great, to be honest. Let's move Joseph there. And let's move Anderson inside too. And then I want to move Joseph back to right tackle for now. Again, we're just kind of figuring this out as we go here. But yeah, I think this is ultimately going to be the way to success for us is trying to get some of these older guys that we know will either progress or degress. Um, in spots where hopefully they progress and get better, because then they can play for us, or we'll go the freshman route. I don't care. But Paul Joseph definitely has some potential there for us. All right, looking here: Kenneth Evans, Devin Grant, J.J. McDonald, Robert Smith. We're gonna move to left end. I like what he'll offer us there. Actually, yeah, because I think Devin Grant and Alvin is going to be a good combo, assuming Alvin can stay healthy this year. But J.J. McDonald will also be a really good player for us. Screw it. I'm going to do that. Because if Grant degresses, then I'm going to have the 82 speeds going after it. Mike Miller, our number one player from last year's recruiting class, going to be stepping up in a big way. We got Tyus Martin, monster, big guy in the middle. And then we get Greg Rogers, who's even bigger. So, big nose guards there for us. Glad to have them all. As far as left outside linebacker goes, I like what we have there. It looks good. Middle linebacker definitely needs some more. And I'm going to move Scott Davis inside. I like Ostrander on the outside, but Scott Davis will at least give us some much additional speed on the inside if he progresses. And then we'll do... Yeah, we'll just leave it at that for now. I think that's good. Or, actually... Let's move... no, I'm good with this. Alright, looking at our corners, we got Nico Reed still around. Craig Williams with Morris Newell, Tyron Taylor, Jason Oliver, Joshua Wiggins, Torin Pittman, and Kalen Moore. As far as our secondary goes, I'm going to move... We're going to move Dixon to strong safety. And Joe Robinson. I think that's fairly good. Let's move Wiggins to strong safety or free safety. And just keep that going. Our corners position is looking good. We'll need to address it massively in recruiting, because we have 4 seniors and 4 seniors in the group. But we've recruited that position extremely well so far. So, all right. And then our 3 athletes. So we got Jeff Kelly, who's a 6'1", 187-pounder. Could play quarterback. I'm very tempted to do it, just so everybody's aware. But let's start with Mike Burns, 78 overall. I personally kind of like him on the back end of our defense. However, our depth there is better than I think. He might make a receiver. I'm gonna wait. Lawrence Watson, just due to depth, is going to be a running back for us. I think pairing him with Trey House in that speed, he's going to become a playmaker for us really quickly in the passing game, and as well just the return game and everything like that. So he's going to be a running back for us. Jeff Kelly, as much as I would love to make you a quarterback, I just don't know that I can do it. And then Burns. I just don't know what else to do with you. Because I feel really good with where our secondary's at, but our receivers need help. And then if I... Oh, I want to do this so bad. Because he's 90 speed. 92 throw power. Like, the dude's got a cannon. He's got the best throw power of anybody. And he's the best athlete. Ugh. But we have Tyrone Moses. We're committed to Tyrone Moses. And then we got Keys. I'm not going to burn an athlete when, frankly, I don't think I have enough of them, frankly. So Kelly's going to go to wide receiver with Burns. And that's going to be our position changes. So our three athletes are all going to be offensive skill position players for us. And with that, we're going to the training results. Alright, sorry guys, need a little swig of some juice there. But let's bring this back up. And let's get into the player progression models. So we'll take a look here, see what happens with our player progression. Oh, I need to X out Dynasty in the background there. Alright. And the suspense, I know, is killing all of us, so let's see what happens. It's an interesting one, I'll tell you that for sure, guys. Hopefully some big time upgrades for us as we continue to look to grow this program. Alright, there we have it. Let's go through the roster here. Yeah, we'll go through it in the actual Dynasty file. Give me a second, just pull it up. Alright, and we are back. So, with that, let's go through our roster here. So, Brandon Lewis goes up +3 at the quarterback position, so he'll be a great backup. Tyrone Moses +7. Love to see it. From our quarterback of the future, +2 throw power, so he's up to an 86, and then +6 accuracy to an 87. That is huge. Love the progression there. Drew Carter goes up to a +5, and then Maddox Kopp +3. Trey House goes up +4 to an 81. Excited to see what this does for Trey. Hankerson and Venn both getting progression upgrades as well. Gale Stacks, nothing as far as for him. That's alright. Chase Penry, the +2. Page +3. Craig +3. Dawson only +1, but does get +1 speed. Tyson +3. Fox +1. +3 for Nick Butler, huge. And Ty Robinson -2. Eric Olson +3. Hopefully, please, if his catching's not better, I swear to God. He has an 80 catching rating, so Eric Olson going to become a valuable player for us, hopefully. Faria doesn't progress at all. Well, you suck anyway, so fuck you. Austin Smith +5, and then Greg Walton +2. Love to see it. Gerard Lichenhahn goes up +4 to a 79. We got the biggest left tackle in all football. 6'10", 325. We'll take that. And then we got John Barrow. who goes up +5 as well. Big upgrade for him. Love to see it. Amaya goes up +2 to a 72. Anderson's a 71. Dykes, Mario Dykes goes up +2 as well. So good progression there. Fensky goes up +4. You got Harkey goes up +3. Tolbert goes up +4, so that's good to see. Harrison does not progress at all. Devin Grant +2. Alvin Williams +4. Nothing for Kenneth Evans. +2 for Mike Miller. Tyus Martin goes up +2. Carey is +3, +4 for Hurtado, +5 for Ginn. Love to see it. Smith goes up +2, +3 for Mr. Williams. Scott Davis goes up +2 with his new change at middle linebacker, and Mark Berg goes up +3. Alexander up +3 and 1 speed and 3 strength. Love to see that from our outside linebacker. Corner, Nico Reed +7. Man, that is beautiful to see there, Nico. So Nico Reed +7, 90 overall. Craig Williams, this dude's a freak. +4, 85 overall, +2 speed to a 97. This dude's gonna be a superstar for us. Jason Oliver +6 out of California. That's huge. Taylor goes up +3 to an 80. More rebounds and goes up +4. And then Torrin Pittman, nothing. Trevor Woods, nothing. But Joshua Wiggins +2 is 79 overall. +3 for Mac, and George Brown +3. Dylan Dixon goes up +4, same as Joe Robinson. And Mario Robinson doesn't progress at all, but that's alright. Kicker +5, Cole Becker. And then we got Ashton Logan goes up +4 as well. So this team's coming together, man. I like where we're at, and now it's time to cut players. We got to make 7 cuts. So we'll see what we do here. At the quarterback position, I think one needs to go. I think for me, it's Maddox Kopp. Honestly, I just don't think he's worth a fuck. Honestly, running back, we can't really afford to cut anybody. Receiver, we're gonna make some cuts. I alluded to this earlier. It's happening. Chase Penry, get the fuck off my roster. And that was easy. Easy does it. Honestly, Montana Craig, haven't been too impressed. You're gone. And Ty Robinson's an easy cut. The rest of these I feel okay with, and especially with the playmakers we recruited. I feel good about where we're at with the receiving core right now. Yeah, Caleb Faria, I'm not dealing with your drops and shit. You're cut. And yeah, we're being a little harsh with our cuts, but I'm sick of the crap that some of these guys can have been performing with, to say the least. So we're not going to do it. We are going to cut this 60 DN that I didn't even recruit, so he's gone. D tackle looks good. Good there, good there, good there. Pittman, I'm good with cutting Jeremy Mack, actually. Alright. Cool. As far as custom conferences go, we are not going to be changing anything there. That will all stay the same. And yeah, with that, coaching skill trees, I'm good and those ones are good. So yeah, we're not changing anything there. We're happy with where everything's at. So let's get into the preseason of Season 3, and that will virtually conclude today's episode of the off season here at Buffs Dynasty. Hope you have a fantastic day. Make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel if you did enjoy, and with that, we will see you guys in the next one as we get everything kind of kick started with Buffs Dynasty for season 3. And with that, God bless, take care, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace out.